Hi, ladies. How are you doing? Welcome to some Naya Some Naya. I hope you are great. Coming across video from Sister Mahogany. A very big shout out to you, beautiful sister, because she laid it all down. And from everything she said, so much point, she was hitting it back to back. She was talking about how, how is it that as a white person, you do not want Medicaid to happen. You do not want maybe good aid, education to be like good education for all. Some of them are wealthy, they want everything for themselves, right? Some of them can actually afford whatever it is. But what happens to every other person benefiting from that thing? Like everything quality for everybody. And then I saw a video of, one thing with them is that they always love to be the center of attraction of whatever that is going on, because attention is one thing they love, patriarchy and all that. I saw a video of white woman saying that they fear what do they fear? That they fear violence. Why are you scared of violence? Did anybody threaten to come and do something to you? Nobody actually, but because of what they did to people that look like me, they are kind of scared that one day you will come. I have never seen unintelligent people like this. When my people do not go to bed thinking of you, the only thing they are working towards is to dismantle the system that has been oppressing them. The fact that Black people today are working for Medicaid to stand and they are working for it to go, when majority of them are on Medicaid. God forbid. Let's get into this video.
But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of Black people.
You know why nothing is going to happen anytime soon? Because the administration sees y'all as a fucking joke. Y'all a joke. And hear me out. I'm not talking about any of the Black people. I'm not. The administration actually does not see Black people as a joke. This government, this country, has been afraid of Black people since about at least Reconstruction. At minimum Reconstruction. They've been afraid about the lengths that Black people will be willing to go if they even get a slice of the pie, let alone if they get the full pie. They are so afraid of retaliation or vengeance that they created. They took about 59, probably 60 years to write this 2025 fucking manifesto, because they had to enact change, because the last time that Black people got together, civil rights, Black people was not having that shit. They know Black people will tear this motherfucker up, even if it means it's taking us all out. This administration is not, they're not afraid of us. They are trying to stay prepared. They studied us in hopes that they thought that they knew what we was already going to do. They're right now sitting here trying everything in your mother, and their power right now shook because we ain't taking the bait. Black people say they don't know. They confused as a motherfucker. They sitting there scratching their head like, wait, we thought we had these niggas figured out. What we finna do? Because we don't know where they coming, left or right. But the rest of y'all, they see y'all as a joke. They never saw y'all as a threat. And the thing is that I think they see y'all as a joke, not because you, as Caucasian people, are not willing to go to the extent that you go to for what you want, but it's because they have y'all by the balls of privilege. A lot of y'all, to me personally, my humble opinion, y'all don't want change. Y'all are not trying to really change, tear this country down and start from the ground up. You don't want it. You want to remedy this problem. You want to take America back to what the status quo was. You don't really want change. You don't want to burn this shit down and start from scratch, because you want it to lay where it once was at. They have y'all by the balls of privilege, and that's sad. It's very pitiful. Like that No King's Day. I'm sorry, I'm not giving that shit a round of applause. I don't give a fuck what y'all did. That shit was corny. That shit was a joke. I mean, It was a nice day to go outside, you know, get some vitamin D. Took the kids out. Y'all put on some level theatrics to entertain the children. I seen that. You know, met some new friends. That's great. And I ain't did shit. Y'all went outside. And the funny part is that you can do so many things to make this whole motherfucker collapse. Y'all could be delegating and relegating based off of the protections that every, you know, group of people have in this country on what to do. Y'all out here fighting ICE, but y'all not really throwing blows at ICE. You out here pushing ICE or yelling at ICE, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of my town. But the Hispanic communities or anybody else that, I don't know everybody's ethnic background, the brown community in totality is still getting captured. They're still getting captured. That little ICE situation, if I heard that happened in Canal Street out here in New York City the other day, I believe there was still people that got captured and put in detention centers. Y'all wasn't really swinging out there. Y'all not really trying to get him. And my thing is why not? What are you afraid of? You think that they're not going to unalive you? You think that if all of the Caucasian people, when y'all start seeing these motherfuckers in masks coming to harass people and y'all start throwing blows, I don't care, pick up a fucking garbage can, a bat, swing, y'all think that they gonna put all y'all in detention centers? Their bestest and their brightest? Come on. Let's be fucking for real. Y'all could fuck this whole country up in a week. Y'all could fuck this country up in a week, but you're not going to. And you're not going to because you really don't want to change shit what's going on right now. Why y'all still paying taxes? Y'all could be telling all of us, yo, go to your jobs, go to HR, go to payroll, file non-exempt. Take that shit back. Fuck them niggas up. Y'all could be telling all of us, everybody, for the next couple of months, whatever the case is, don't buy shit. When I'm saying don't buy shit out of other than necessity. Fuck the Christmas Day cards. Fuck the photos. Fuck shopping in the malls. Fuck the toys. Fuck anything. Fuck the electronics. Fuck Black Friday. Fuck Thanksgiving. Get your basic shit to make your fucking basic meal. Fuck all that shit. Y'all not saying that. Y'all don't do that. Y'all could be out here talking about, yo, everybody just work, say shit, whatever, do whatever. I don't even know all this. I don't know all the details. This is not my thing. Everybody, next month, take everything out the fucking bank. Collapse this whole fucking country. Y'all could be on some bullshit. Y'all really could be on some bullshit. Y'all could fuck these niggas up and they be like, oh, they mad. Like, they mad. But y'all not gonna do it. What are you afraid of? Like, in the words of Kevin Hart. I don't know. Like I said, and the sad part is that y'all are willing, even as Caucasian people, to suffer. You are willing to suffer, like I said, because you still want to live in the illusion of privilege. Because let's just keep it a buck. Put all the history beside us of what America has done to black people and to other POC people. Put all that shit to the side. You are suffering too, babes. You may not be suffering in the same capacity as us, and you may have more privilege, but that is it. Y'all don't come from nothing. Historically wise, y'all don't come from nothing. Y'all don't come from dynasties and empires and riches and shit. You come from famine, poverty, and disease. Y'all have a privilege of whiteness. That's it. It is an illusion. Y'all want to feel better than somebody, so you will go out of your limbs. Y'all are willing to roommate with 7 fucking strangers in an apartment. Why? Let's put some barriers and caps on rent. Why? Y'all are willing to pay thousands and thousands of fucking dollars for health insurance to get adequate insurance. Why? You're a human being. Your country should be caring about your health. Y'all should not have to pay and go out of your way to get access to proper surgeries and medications. You're willing to do it. If you got the money, buy your house. What's all this unnecessary high credit scores? Y'all are paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for your children to get good education, higher learning education in university to work for what? Some of y'all are struggling and still not too far, still getting lower than what you deserve and pay. And that's due to the minimum wage being so fucking low. Why? You are willing to suffer. You're suffering too. Not as much, not in the same capacity, just so you can feel that you have the illusion of privilege over them because of whiteness. That is exactly how your whiteness came to be. It is a privilege. It is a feeling. All of this shit is a feeling for you. You don't want real equality. You don't want everybody to just be able to just breathe easy. Good health care, good child care, free, good education, the ability to survive, great pay. You don't want all of that because you can't feel more important than somebody else. You can't feel more successful. And a lot of y'all in the POC community do the same shit. Hell, y'all Latinas was voting against each other because you wanted to feel more powerful than the motherfucking Latinas family members you have back in your homes. You didn't want them to come over here and get the same luxury and privilege, even though you scraping by out here. For what? We see y'all get on the internet and complain about how barrel culture, y'all hate barrel culture. Why do they feel entitled for me to send stuff back home? It's weird. Y'all are not really willing to change shit because y'all are still wrapped up in your feelings.
Are old white people really okay with shutting down the whole government and hurting all of their families just to make sure that black people don't get health care? Yes, of course, every part of the shutdown is worse for black people, so it's inevitable under a racist administration. It's even planned as the consequences disproportionately affect black jobs, black social programs, and Biden-era HBCU infrastructure projects. But I'm here to talk to you about the siege in Chicago. 2 nights ago, ICE forced every single person out of an apartment complex. They sieged a building. They forced every person out in fucking zip ties. They had guns drawn on the back of their heads, and they were just waiting to see if a parent was going to defend one of their children in the classic white supremacy check of, can I start a war in your fucking house? And after ICE disappears the immigrants and these kids, they just leave. And then black people have to do what they always do, which is just deal with it. Deal with the trauma, knowing that no white person's even going to hear the story. Right? So today let's talk about, is there any safe space left? Because free speech is now gone for white people. So we have to imagine what that means for black people, because white creators are now getting booted off all these apps, which means that black creators have been gone. Right now, Christians are being policed globally by Jewish media outlets. We have no power. We're being banned. Do you realize what black Christians have had to deal with? What percentage of Israel is black, right? 2%. You think America's racist? Oh my God, and they're all Ethiopian Jews, which is a whole other thing I have to get into later, but I don't want to get banned. But either way, we all know that Zuck owns Facebook and Instagram. We all know that Alphabet owns Google and YouTube, which is owned by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. TikTok is now owned by Larry Ellison. We all know who owns Disney, NBC, and Universal. We know that CBS and Warner Brothers are now owned by David Ellison, and Fox News and Wall Street are ran by the Murdochs. Netanyahu just said if you're an enemy of Israel in America, you're a Nazi. What does that make black people? They couldn't even be Nazis. We gotta wake up, y'all. We gotta wake up. Look up Freaky Friday and ICE. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to get banned.
It never ceases to amaze me how Caucasian women have or feel the need or the audacity to censor themselves in other people's spaces, especially black spaces, because what the fuck is this? Like, it's no way you told me that somebody went to go see a piece of art with an open mind and an open heart to truly try to receive the art, to see if they genuinely like it and to try to understand it. And you went to see a black ass movie, and that Caucasian woman was the highlight of that black ass movie. And when I say a black ass movie, I'm not just talking about the fact that like 98% of the cast was black. I'm talking about the fact that it's written, directed, and the storyline is a historical black ass storyline in America. So it's no way. It's no way. So I get it's not a fact. It's her opinion. But her opinion is bullshit because it's rooted in bigotry. She didn't watch that movie for anything. She watched that movie because she finally seen some form of representation. And it's just like, the irony. You believing that you deserve representation? You gotta be shitting me. But it also always shows their hand, because the most infamous thing that a white woman ever did was blame patriarchy to cloak her participation in the oppression of other people. It's the most diabolical thing she's ever done, and she continues to try to push that agenda and uphold it the most. Like, the way that Caucasian women function in America specifically, by blaming patriarchy so that they can act like the victims, but they continue to uphold the patriarchy that their husbands have created so that they can still receive the privilege of being an overseer, is fucking hilarious. And it's just like, I get that they're deceptive at heart, but do they really believe that they're swindling the rest of us and we don't see the reality? Like, if you had to find some type of whiteness, but no, I'm sorry, what I'm saying is true, because if you think about it, if it was truly about just being, looking for YT representation, why didn't you choose Remick? Remick's role is very pertinent to that entire movie, and it was phenomenal. That man did an amazing freaking job. I don't know who that actor was, but he did an amazing freaking job playing Remick. And he was very important to the entire storyline. Why didn't you choose Remick? But again, But again, they have to look like the victim in some type of way. They were looking to censor themselves, and they were looking to see like, oh, how can I look like an ally? How can I look like a victim in the whole situation? And because they're so focused and lensed in on themselves and their own mediocrity, they don't even realize what they agreed to by saying how much they like that role. Like, they don't even understand the point of Haley's role. And I can understand them having a hard time understanding the movie too, because they have no historical connection, no cultural connection. Thus, it's not really making it feel like a spiritual or soulful connection to the movie. But my God, today. See, what they thought they saw, like looking at the movie on a hindsight 2020 basis, okay? Because in that movie, in that time period, Mary is considered a black woman because I think she's like an octoroon, right? She has like a biracial grandparent. But if you're looking at the story through the lens, hindsight 2020, Mary is a white woman. See, what they thought that they saw was a beautiful, desperate, or dire love, interracial love. That's what they thought they was looking at. They was like, oh, see, love conquers all. That's what they thought they was looking at in that movie. They seen themselves being the beautiful one, the one that the black man just couldn't let go. He couldn't do it. And they rode off to the sunset, even if it meant them becoming vampires together. That's the stupidity, that's the stupid shit that they thought they was watching. And this is what they're clapping for. Round of applause. But in actuality, what they're truly agreeing to and applauding is that they're a danger to blackness. That they're a danger, that they're a liability, that their presence of being around blackness in all facets is a danger to us. It's a danger to our existence. It's a danger to our community. Because let's just keep it a bean. Mary was addicted to Stack's penis. Mary was addicted to the sex with Stack. And it's not to say that she didn't love Stack. It's not to say that she did, because of course she was raised technically in that community. But Mary was never going to be okay living a life as a black person just to be with Stack. It wasn't going to happen. And because she was so addicted, okay, and missed Stack's penis so much, she decided to put everybody in that community at risk. Not once, but twice. She was allowing that community to uphold the rouge of her being a full-blown Caucasian woman so that she can live a life of safety and luxury, which means she has dropped everything and everyone behind, okay? She had to. And they allowed her to. They protected her in that manner. So now the world or that community sees her as a Caucasian woman. So at any given moment, if anybody would have seen or caught her fraternizing with black people at that point in time, you thought that she was going to sacrifice herself and tell them, no, it wasn't them, it was me. I kept putting myself around, and that's what she wasn't going to do. She wasn't about to not have her head taken off as well as theirs. Because even if she was to admit that if she was the one that was forcing the insurrection, it didn't matter. Even if she was to admit that, she would have to admit that she was black. That means that she was going to get unalived and persecuted just like them black people. That was never going to happen. She did that once when she decided to talk to Stack on that block, okay? And all the black people was being mindful because she was standing over there. She did it again when she decided to sneak out and go to that fucking party. Okay? And because she was still, again, trying to prove to Stack that she was the best thing for him, she felt that her newfound proximity was going to be able to do something for them. And then she put them at risk because she entered back into that bond as a vampire because she was attacked. So when you think about it, Caucasian woman, you're the fucking problem. Let's just put aside the fact that she already had inherent bias against them other black women that she grew up with, and she already assumed that she was better looking than them. And I'm sure, of course, in that time, she was going to think that because she was able to get a Caucasian man. She was able to live a better life. And she was able to have another black man, a very fine, stern black man, probably very popular in the community, in love with her. Okay? That girl was living a double sword, a double life. And she used everything about her whiteness or her proximity to whiteness or this new identity that she had. And she put every black person at risk. And ultimately, them black people in the barn lost their life because of her. So it's amazing that they couldn't see that. If they were truly trying to understand the movie, they'd have been like, damn. Well, us as white women, we really need to have some reflection about how we show up in spaces with black people and how we are a liability or we are an endangerment to them. Because this shit is deep. But no, they couldn't do that. Pitiful, pitiful.
all I got from this video. Very big shout out to Mahogany Lovely. She knows what is going on and I love it. The truth is that some people will tell you that I want to be your ally. How do I support you? How do I go about it? But they still do not want to do the job with you. They want to center themselves in everything going on with Black people. Why? Because they will never want to see attention being diverted to other people. They want it to be on them. Even them asking you, how do I come out? How do I help? Is because they want to be also the center of attraction. If you have seen, I brought that video several times, deconstructing Karen. I remember in that video, Black women and other women of color were talking to white people and telling them how they feel about some certain things and all that. And they were telling them, so how do we do the job? The Black people were like, we've been teaching you people, we've been telling you people how to do the job, blah, 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 and all that. And at some point, they started, like, the attention. While they were discussing something very, very vital, they started crying. And all the like, why are you crying? And then they said that they feel so bad for Black people. They are very ready, very willing to do the job with Black people. And the Black people, one of the Black women asked, if we ask you to switch your skin tone to Black skin, maybe just for, would that happen? That was the end of the discussion. They just want to tell you that I feel you. I know what they don't feel you shit. They don't feel any damn shit. There is nothing they are feeling. They don't understand you. They are not empathizing and sympathizing with you. They're just saying it for saying sake. Except the ones that you know that are doing the job. Because sincerely speaking, there are some of them that are actually out there doing the job. But I do not trust any of them. But if you see the one you trust, it's okay, but I don't trust any of them because they have put pepper in my eyes. I have seen a lot. 1 minute you are somebody's, the other minute the person becomes catfish. Catfish is so slippery that you can't even hold it. Like, why is it hard for everybody to benefit everything that everybody deserves? I've been saying this, like, if it is one heart, one mind, one soul, I mean, for example, affordable house care, affordable medicals. Why is it hard that medicals are so expensive? You know why I am pissed at some of the things they do? Just because they do not want my own people to benefit out of it. Just that. All this running around and all that they do and say, it's because they do not want my people. They want the very best for themselves, but not for any other person. You must really be practicing witchcraft. And this one is saying, they fear, who is fearing violence? You fear violence because that is what you are. If that is what you fear, it's just like me having friends that you've known. I have friends that I have, we all grew up together, right? And all of a sudden you became scared. What is scaring you? Probably may have done something. So it is what they did. It is what they did that you are not even counting because you are busy as a Black person looking for a way to dismantle the system that has been put up to oppress you. That is actually your utmost concern. But that is not their concern. Their concern is how to tighten up spaces so that you will not be able to penetrate because I feel like you are going to break in someday because of probably what we have done to you, and then you become really very pissed or angry, and then you want to retaliate. If they really wanted to retaliate a long time, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible. Yeah, you're right. Yes. That doesn't mean that it is not possible. It is. Really, sometimes when I look at the whole thing going on and all that, the redlining, the whole, I don't get it. See, you know why? Why I am saying all this is because if medicals, like, medicals are very up for okay. Now you are fighting for Medicaid to stay. They are fighting because they want the government house to open so they can continue with their nonsense. Why? Because they do not care if they care. And the fact that you are not just fighting for yourself, you are fighting for them too. You are not fighting, you are also fighting for themselves. For them, you are fighting for yourself, fighting for them. But they do not know. They are fighting against you. I have never seen crazy thing like this, really. Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening. This is the definition of what is going on. But yeah, this is where I am going to draw the curtain, man, because I don't see. Each time I sit down and think, all the time I'm like, how have you Black people been coping? The fact that we did not, I don't know, the fact that we did not capture all these things on time. I think this is really a very good time. I need to I don't have, my father is no longer alive. I need to ask my cousin, my uncle. My uncle is like 65, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, my uncle should be 65 years. Because he's also in school in the United States. So he lived, I will ask him like some certain things, but I don't know when I will see him. But when I see him, he's old. 65 is old, not like old, but yeah, I am sure he will tell me so many things. I really need to have a discussion because, man, how? It's really crazy. I will draw my curtain here. Bye for now.